So if you've ever wanted to impress an entire organization, the best bang for your buck really is to give a great, powerful presentation. And the first thing that really comes to mind when we talk about presentations are TED Talks. But when you're in the boardroom, the audience, the intention, and the value of the presentation is completely different. A lot of the tips that are just pervasive in this space, I mean, if you go on YouTube, if you go on Google, they're gonna set you guys on the wrong track. So today I'm gonna share with you guys 3 common tips that professors, supposedly great presenters, and even business teachers shared with me with the intention of, I guess, helping me deliver really good presentations. The reality is that it didn't work. I'm going to tell you guys why, so definitely stay tuned. Let's go. Hey guys, it's Brian back at you with another video where my goal is to help you guys create a career and life that you'll be proud of. Really quick, I share job search as well as career growth advice based on my experience from behind company lines. So if you guys want more videos like this, then definitely hit that subscribe button. So the first example of what I would consider bad advice with regards to giving a good presentation, and that is the advice to tell them what you're going to tell them, and then tell them what you told them. I'm sure you guys have all heard this one before, and I get it. It's about hammering home the big takeaway so that your audience knows what to extract from your presentation. The problem with this approach, unfortunately, is that you're actually wasting people's time. I know it's not ideal, guys, but chances are your boss is going to be late to the meeting, or maybe your Zoom meeting just took a really long time to get things going, and with all the technical difficulties and such. So you guys are going to have to be able to adjust and to deliver the message really quickly. Boss or the boss's boss is sitting at the head of the table, and the guy's freaking smart. I mean, he got there for a reason, right? He's gonna start picking up on your points really, really quickly. He's gonna absorb all the information you're gonna tell him, so you don't have to really repeat things, right? He lives in a very fast-paced environment, so time is so important. So don't waste any more time than you need to deliver your message. And if you end up repeating the message, the boss is actually gonna get conditioned to tune you out. He's gonna start scrolling on his phone, he's gonna check his emails, and we really don't want that to happen. So the next example of bad advice is don't use a lot of words on your slides, right? Instead, use pictures or just a few words. Ladies and gentlemen, again, what matters in the business world is that there's information on the page. If it's just like one word, like the word courage, it's great for entertainment, but when it comes to the boardroom, like they're going to refer to that PowerPoint presentation 3 weeks after you actually presented it. And if they look through that presentation and see just the word courage on there, they have no idea what that means anymore. Your presentation has to be full of data, has to be full of hard facts and conclusions, findings, and so on, because that PowerPoint presentation is actually a source of information for the boss and other executives so that they can refer to it later on. So as an example, if your presentation is about how you are going to increase sales by removing a headphone jack out of the phone, your presentation must have notes of that specific act. It's got to talk about the advantages, disadvantages, the risks, potential sales revenues, not just the word courage. And that way, when the executive team wants to decide whether or not they truly want to remove the headphone jack, they can actually flip through your presentation, revisit your notes, and use that as a reference point to make an assessment and make the decision whether they want to do it or not. I know some of you guys are probably thinking that this might mean your presentation is going to be hefty in information, and yeah, that's true, but that's also okay. I mean, you guys can still present it in a format that's clean, that's simple, that's non-intrusive to the eye, but still presenting all that information that the executives are going to need in the future. Which, by the way, if you guys are wondering how you can propel your presentation skills, you can check out the link below for my live 101 session on how to give a great presentation. The next example of bad advice, and that is to use different colors and fonts so that the whole presentation doesn't look monotonous. I've seen some really impressive presentations in my lifetime. There are some people that use video, they have really, really amazing designs, they might use very powerful pictures and quotes, and really the idea here is that you don't want to bore your audience, and you want to give them a lot of variety. I don't disagree with that, guys, and for a TED Talk, that makes sense, but guys, this is not a TED Talk. I remember back in my college days, I had a professor that really took this bad advice to heart and used really grotesque colors and fonts for each slide in one presentation in the hopes that it would actually keep the biochemistry content more appealing to his audience. The colors that he used, the fonts that he used just really stabbed you in the eyeballs. All that matters is that the font is easy to read, that it's large, right? I mean, not everyone has great eyesight, that the content is clean and it's of high quality value as well as information. And that's it. That's all they want in the business world. You want the real data so you can see the decisions, the risks, the assessments, and you want it so that it's easy to reach at, it's easy to find. They're not looking for gimmicks. They don't need colors and fonts and video. If anything, it just makes the presentation a really, really huge file. It slows down the loading process. I mean, sometimes the videos don't load up fast, so now your pace is completely off, and really you're just relying on gimmicks. I know you guys are more than just gimmicks. You're obviously a go-getter with the intention of getting on the CEO's high performer list, and you've probably wondered, what is the CEO looking for in a high performer, right? Well, I have just the video here where I tell you exactly what the CEO and his executive team look for in their employees, and you guys can check that out right here. Guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video and that you guys immediately stop these presentation bad habits. Guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.